Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today I'm excited to tell you that Xavient Games, which is how I think you pronounce it, Xavient Games, the makers of the Culling, have now announced that they are working on and probably plan to release the Culling 2. Now, all they did was show a logo on their Twitter today. And basically, it's got quite a few people excited. Me as well. I'm excited to see, what they're doing. But I just kind of wanted to talk about it because there's a lot kind of surrounding the topic. And, we don't know anything at this point. I don't know anything about the game. All I know is that it looks like the devs have been working on the Culling 2. So the Culling was a really good game, I thought. When they first released it, it had that battle royale thing going on, but it wasn't gunplay. And that's what really attracted me to the game, was the fact that it was more melee centric. Now, I'm not good at melee in video games by any means. Street Fighter, fucking Mortal Kombat, I just suck. But it wasn't any different for the Culling. But yeah, that's how the game kind of functioned. And there were some ranged weapons. And, you could craft traps. And, there's this loot system. Not like loot boxes. That did come later. But, yeah, it was different than any of the battle royales on the market at the time. Because it was more melee focused. And I like that. I really like that. Basically, what happened over time, in my understanding, there's multiple reasons why I think the Culling kind of fell off. You can't really just straight up blame the devs for everything. They were trying to listen to community feedback, but they were making changes, and every change they made, people were just less and less happy, and eventually it came to the point where a lot of people that play battle royale games say that battle royales live or die by how fast and how good their updates are for whatever patches, new content, you name it. And the Culling was few and far between quality patches, and they have a small team, so as far as I know, that's understandable. But it's just the way it was. And so they would make a patch, and stuff would be broken, some stuff would be overpowered, some stuff would just, they'd nerf stuff that people really liked. For me in particular, I like the stealth in the Culling. I like sneaking around and, backstabbing people. And I think that was the meta at one point. But then they stepped on and nerfed stealth so hard that it basically just didn't become a thing anymore. And I feel like they definitely kind of took away some of the player freedom in that regard. Maybe their vision for the game wasn't just like people sneaking around with samurai swords and stabbing people in the back all game, but that was how it was fun to play. It was fun to stalk people and, wait for that right moment to strike on them. So yeah, the Culling was a great game. I had some of the greatest games, like online gaming experiences of my life in the Culling. I played it with my cousin. We did duos, I remember a time where I think I 4v1'd, and I was like so proud because like this one group attacked us, and then this other group attacked us after we killed that group, and the second group that came in killed my cousin, and so I like chased the two of them around the map and just like killed them one by one.
I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch! You're an intellectual dumbass, and I'm coming! You coward, you think you're a tough guy. I hate you, coward! We're gonna defeat this anti-human scum! We're gonna wreck their world!
And they were talking shit in the chat to my cousin, but then I got to murder them, and I think I actually won that game. So, it's feelings like that, when stuff like that happens, you just feel so good. And that's what I really loved about the Culling, because You know, you died a lot and died to a lot of bullshit, but you could really pull off some awesome stuff, and I wish I was recording that day. But anyway, so I love the culling. It didn't always run that great, but I think it's just because my computer is a piece of shit. And there was hackers in the game. I did stumble across a hacker at one point, but I mean, that's a problem every game has. So I can't really fault them for it. So what do I think the Culling 2 is going to look like? I'm concerned, to say the least. I'm optimistic, but I am concerned. And the reason being is because Xaviant Games kind of abandoned. They said they weren't going to update the Culling any longer. And they were moving on to a new project, right? And when you think a new project, you think they move on to like an entirely new game. But they didn't. They are making a sequel to the Culling, which kind of begs the question, you know, why wouldn't they just roll out a new update that would fix a lot of the Culling? Like, in my mind, the way that they could fix the Culling is, like, the game has no player base right now. So make it free so people can come in. You can do the loot box cosmetic bullshit. That's fine if the game's free, kind of like the Fortnite economy thing that got going on. So make it free. Just get your money from cosmetics. Announce that it's free. Let people know so they can come play it for free. So you can fill up the servers a little bit. And roll out an update that, you know, it's like I said with the perks and stuff. Like, when a game nerfs, like, take Overwatch, for example. When you have a character that people really like and feels like really powerful and people like using him, and then Overwatch kind of steps on him a little bit, people get angry. And if that character is a character that you play a lot, then you're kind of angry at the game too, and maybe you don't feel like playing it as much anymore. And that was, in my mind, kind of what I was thinking when the Culling would go and nerf and change things, like especially perks. Like, I like stuff that was overpowered. It made for enthralling gameplay. Because, I mean, if everything's overpowered, then, like, everything is kind of a check and balance to itself. But if you start nerfing stuff, especially nerfing stuff that, like, the shitty players would complain about instead of the actual good ones, then your game changes for the worse. Case in point, sometimes games like Dead by Daylight kind of change the game around more to suit the shitty tier players, the ones who unfortunately are in the mass and have the loudest voice, but like changing the game around the lower skilled players makes it more fun for them, yes, but for the people that actually play the game for the longest time, the actual skilled players, it makes it less, appealing for them. It lowers the skill cap, and it just makes it less fun for higher skilled players. What do I think is going to be the Culling 2? And I'm afraid to say it, but I think it might reflect something more like PUBG or Fortnite. And I'm not sure how, and I'm not sure why, but I have a feeling they might rely on guns a lot more heavily than the melee system. Because balancing a melee system is hard, and I think Xaviant Games ran into that with the Culling. They were scrambling, trying to find a balance that worked with all the perks and everything for their melee system, and they never really got it perfected, I don't think. They settled on the system that we have today, but I don't think they ever really got it 100%. So I don't know if there's going to be such a heavy reliance on the melee system. I feel like it's going to be guns. I feel like it's going to be guns, and because I mean there was guns in Culling. right? But they were rare, but they were really powerful. It was scary to like face off against a player that had a rifle or a pistol or something, but you could beat them. There was ways to beat them. Like, a gun was by no means a win, especially if you knocked it out of their hands, stole it from them, and then shot them with it, which happened. It happened a lot. Yeah, but I have a feeling the Culling 2 will have guns in a more Fortnite way. It might not even have a melee system, or it might have a really dumbed down melee system. But this is just speculation. You know, I can't say for sure, but if I had to guess, that's just the way it's going to be. If I had to take a shot in the dark. But I mean, I'm not a game dev. I don't know how that stuff works. I'm just a guy who played the Culling for about 200 hours, which isn't even that much comparatively to some people. But, you know, I did love that game, and I still kind of do. It's like that nostalgic looking back and remembering the awesome moments and feeling good about it. Will Culling 2 live up to kind of those awesome moments? I don't know. I really hope so. That's all I can say. I'm excited. I'm a little bit concerned. And I hope it does well. That's really all I can say. If it gets released within the next 1 or 2 years, I'll probably jump in and play it, because I love the Culling. And if it's a disappointment, well, you know, it is what it is. But I trust these guys. I think they can pull something off. You know, if the Culling 2 ends up competing with the likes of Fortnite and PUBG, that would be amazing. I don't think it'll happen. But if it did, that would be pretty cool. I would really like that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but that's my thoughts around the Culling and the Culling 2. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.